Okay, G-Man, Division 4H Week 9 recap. Let's go. So we've got a bye week straight up. Then we've got the 1-1 draw. The big 1-1 draw here. Makisali versus Nicholas. I think both coaches not happy with this result. Someone wanted to win. We lost to guard Black or Blocker. Sad times. Yeah, that is really sad times. That's like a difficult project. They were all MVP away from Stand Firm as well. That's so sad. Yikes. That's fine. I'm sure they'll bounce back. But yeah, Blackhawk casualty. Not great. The Chaos team made it through it unscathed. Really, no permanent injuries apart from MNG. Oh no, niggling injury on a random beast. But yeah, this Chaos team, full block, just fighting, getting some points on the board. Next up, we've got 2-2 draw between the Vamps and the Humans. Ogre gets movement busted. Man, Devil's not having any luck with their Ogre ever since their last one bit the dust. MVP on the guy who we didn't want to get MVP, and now they have to decide what skill up are they going to take. Because I don't know. Also, no level ups in this Chaos game either. Sad times. Yeah. Tough 2-2. 3 passes though on the thrower, which is nice. MVP away from, I want to say, accurate potentially. And yeah, not bad lineups there. We got a couple of deaths. So strength 4 Thrall. So one of the last OG Thralls, if not the last OG Thrall, finally dies. I do think the team will be slightly better for it. It was quite a lot of blows in the end, but it was a cool piece, and it's sad to see them go. The 5th Vampire is now up to Blodge, which is exciting, and we did get an MVP Thrall to start replacing the Strength 4 Thrall. So again, a 2-2 that both coaches will have wanted something a bit better from. Also, Chicken loses. Now this is the first big news of the recap. We get a loss for the Wood Elves that were challenging for the top, but they lose here to the Dark Elves, and a big performance here from the Jugs Wrestle, which are picking up 2 touchdowns and winning the game. Dead Liner, no sorry, just Dead Rookie, that's okay. Strength Burst on a Wrestle, that's kind of sad. So it's not without blood, but yeah, look at these, some nice casualties coming out onto the 2 catches, and yeah, Agi5 apparently not enough. No casualties for the killer, and yeah, not the best. 26 passing meters for the Dark Elves. Exciting stuff. About fairly even blocks. I will say Rolling Renegades did secure more blocks, and that might have helped. Kaz for the killer. Yeah, just a good showing. A really big result here, and one that Octachicken will be gutted about. Because that kicks him right out of the title race. He's now probably playing for 3rd, which is a shame, but there's still 4 games left to play. We'll get onto that. Next up, we have Fortoso securing the win against what has been a difficult halfling fixture this season, but they did get it done. Regen and tackle were quite disastrous for stunty teams in general, and this time was no exception. More Groot was not enough. But we did get a couple of cows on a tree though, so trees are starting to get there. Hopefully they can find a bit of block or something pro. Be nice. Dead zombie, but they're fine with that. And no damage taken. Ghoul level up for Sure Hands, and this team is looking scary now. This is a title winning team. Especially with that all important Sure Hands Ghoul. Because now they don't have to worry about 1 and 9ing and burning a reroll on the pickup. So that's really useful for them. No levels for the Flings, sadly. We'll take a look at the teams in a bit. Pyro takes a loss, an admin loss to the Skaven, which is a shame. We got 8 SVP on the leveled up gutter, and we got a Lion Rat MVP. Notably, only 8 rats turned up to this game, but that was all that was needed to secure an admin win. Finally, and this is the result, I've lost a game. I have lost a game to this undead. I will say, if you look at all this red, that I was put in to defend, and I lost all of my rotters by, I want to say 10, 4 or 5, which obviously isn't a big deal, but when they're fouling, and oh, it was a tough match. I still almost got the draw, but I made enough mistakes to deserve a loss here. Tough game, tough game. I mean, I want to show some block as well. This is the classic. Oh, I want to feel better about myself. I want to talk about the dice. Actually, let's go dice or not. See if I can find some relief in dice or not. But yeah, it was a really well played game from Hoglass. Just found the initiative and gutted me. Hold up. I know, show me anyway. Come on, something disastrous. See, apparently my dice are better than 90 and 100 games, so I'm just a bad Blood Bowl player. I like this. I didn't even get relief from the dice. Next up, where are we? Even blocks, even breaks, roughly. And if you look, I secured 8 knockouts, and they secured 6 CAS and a kill. So yeah, I wonder if that counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 casualties, right? But it counts the kill and the badly hurt. That's interesting. That's an interesting little statistical error. But yeah, they outplayed me. Undead doing undead things. Good result for them. I need to do better. A quick skim here of teams. I didn't get any level ups. Do this in some sort of order. No level ups. 2 level ups for Hoglass. We'll take a look at these. And yep, sure hands. And then tackle. God, this team is looking even better. 1760 though now, full bench. I would probably sack a couple of the rookie zombies maybe, just to cut 80 team value, but that might just be me. I might just want that bench against Killy boys, but yeah, it's a strong and dead team. No levels in the admin game. Bordeaux did get a couple of levels though, so we will look at that. I can find the game. There we go, never die twice. And yep, sure hands go. And what was the other level for them? A white level. And that's more guard. Scary stuff. This team is super bad. I don't know how it's gonna lose the title. It's gonna be close. I did beat this team. I was able to win in week 1 against these guys. So I have the head to head, but they have the touchdown differential, as you'll see. No halfling levels. Next up. What else was there this week? The Chaos game, no levels. The Pets game, we've got a Blitzer level, see if they've taken that. Not quite yet. Okay. And I wouldn't either, I'd be really having to think. Bloody Buddy's a barrier, I'm guessing this is Blodge. Yep, nothing too spicy, and then we got Kick on the other guy, which is a good level up to get. Always nice to have a kick. Then, yeah, that was that game. Weeder Elves now did get the levels up here. We've got a catcher level on the DT. I wonder what the DT takes. Kick. You know what? I don't hate that. It does kind of make sense. I would probably have taken tackle to round out the skill build, right? Because we've already got diving tackle. You might as well get regular tackle to go with the DT, so they can't dodge out of it. Makes it even more effective. But yeah, kick works as well. Where else are you going to get kick? The linemen want to get dodged, so I can understand kick. Don't hate that. Actually quite a smart utility pickup. And then we have the Renegades, got 2 level ups. And I don't think they've taken them. I just put that in the tab, let's just check. Witch Shelf 1 and 4 leveled. 4. No, they haven't taken those, so they don't get talked about. Sad times. Take the levels, guys. Take the levels. If you at all can. And is that... hang on, that feels like not enough. I lost, yes. I looked at those teams, looked at those teams, looked at those teams, looked at those teams, looked at those teams. Oh yeah, there's an admin game. That is why. Did Wolves need an armor level? Yes, they got a flesh golem level. I almost missed that. An all-important flesh golem level. And they have not taken it. Perfect. So that's understandable. You don't log on for the admin game. Right, let's look at the table real quick. So yeah, 20 and 20. Was also with a 4 touchdown diff lead over me, but I have the head-to-head. So if I can claw that back, let's say we both win our next games, all of our next games. So we tie up, and I manage to get 4 more touchdowns than him. Then I will go through to playoffs on head-to-head. We'll see. Then we have another 2-way tie here between Noobster and Octochicken for 3rd place, with Hoglass, Agorki, and Alethea all in the hunt. Now this is the battle right here. This battle for Challengers Cup, 3rd through 7th, all in the picture. 4 games to play. This is very exciting. Bloodsplatter and Super with an outside chance looking in. They need a lot of results to go their way, and they need to win games. But it's possible. I think it's too far for Nicholas when you consider the touchdown differential, because Octochicken's up on +12, and they're a flat 6 points behind. So yeah, I think they'll get too far gone. Sadly, only 4 teams with a positive differential, including the Halflings. No, that made that 5, yeah, because the top 4 all have positive touchdown diff. Okay. Yeah, take a look at the stunty table as well while we're checking out tables, and we can see that Mr. Agorki is starting to reel in the Gord Gangsters. The Gord Gangsters, of course, playing in play-ins now. They will have 4 more games to play, and they will most likely not win any of them. So Mr. Agorki needs to find a couple more wins. Just to, like, you can see his points per game is 1.56, so wins are what's ticking him up now. Draws are not enough. He needs to find wins with Halflings, which is a very difficult proposition, but if anyone can do it, he can. Because you can see, so let's say Rideable Llama doesn't win anymore, he loses, let's say he loses all 4 of his games, so he's 5-1-6. So that's 12 games, 5 times 3, 15, 16 over 12 points. So 16 over 12 is something easy to find, but I'm dumb. That's 4 over 3, 1.333 recurring. Okay, so if they lose out and Lord of the Ribs can find a couple of wins, then they're in business. But it's only going to take 1 more win, I think, from the Gangsters, and they probably are going to go through to the Stunty Cup. But it will be difficult to find, though, against teams of their caliber. Speaking of games and needing to find wins, we can look at the Week 10 fixture list. So we have a Necro Mirror between Noobster and Portoso. So Portoso really needs to win, even though Noobster will have a wizard or bribes against them. Now, Noobster, I suspect, will... Oh, it's tough. Look at how poor this Necro team is compared to the other one. It's 1510 plays 1700. So it's gonna be sketchy. I can't really see Noobster getting anything more than a draw out of this, and that's if they bribe and foul out, or they wizard and steal, something like that. We don't have an elf mirror between Portoso and not Portoso, Octochicken and Pyro. Octochicken needs to win. It's no longer a probably should win. It's like every game is must win now. Pyro is up at 1590 with a full roster of High Elves, which is always a threat. A full roster of High Elves, always a threat. Especially when they have 2 Agi5. Octochicken has recently lost an Elf Mirror, so he's going to need to bounce back here against a team that might even take a Wizard against him. If they want to play the Kingmaker, Pyro could induce a Wizard from his own bank to try and cut Octochicken out of the picture. That would be pretty savage. I am going to probably predict Octochicken though, unless Pyro takes a Wizard, in which case I'll then predict Pyro or a draw. Next up, Hoglass is taking on Bets in a needed 3 points. Hoglass cannot afford another draw here, and it'll be a human team that gets inducements to play with. We might see him, he's not been averse to taking a Mighty Zerg inducement, especially with the Ogre MNG. I think with the Ogre MNG they're probably going to play Agi, so we might see not a Griff, but some Agi play with a Wizard. I suspect that's how they'll have to play it, so Hoglass going to have to be careful against this human team, but he should be able to pull out the win most of the time. There. Next up, I'm playing the Orcs in another I need to win thing. I'm going to be down team value against 3 Black Orcs, which is important. Very important. They do have the money, so they will probably replace, but that's 1 less guard. So if you look at this Orc team now, They only have 1 3 guard on the team, and they don't have a troll. Downside is they do have a dirty player, and if you look at my team, you know, it's a bit no dirty players, and my rosters are in a lot of pain. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I'm probably going to have to rehire the strength 2 roster and just hope. It's tough. I can't find the kills, and my rosters die my rosters all die in the first 3 turns of every game, so like I can't kill quick enough to replace the deaths of rosters, if that makes sense. But yeah, I got really lucky. I got some really important regens last game. The last game I played against Hoglast could have been the end of this team in a lot of ways. I took so many perms that regen, it was kind of disgusting. Yeah, a must-win game. I think I'm going to say that I win it because if you look at these orcs, like, they're not quite beefy enough for 1800. Like, the thrower takes up 150 team value. The actually 4 blitzer takes up 200 team value, and I'm not that scared of him. Things like that. So I'm not super scared of these guys. I think I should be able to win. Fingers crossed. I have Claw in 2 places. Next up, Bloodspatcher takes an admin win, so that's a secured 3 points for the Skaven. Might help their table position if nothing else. And then, this is the big game for Struggle. Going into Chaos, he's going to get the World of Inducements. Problem is, there's a lot of Claw here. And while the Chaos team is usually a good matchup for the Halflings, they all have block. Like, every single piece has block. Halflings are going to go off the pitch very quickly, although the fact that Mikolas likes to keep his perms opens things up. We have essentially a free removal here on this guy. If the things can get near him, he's off the pitch. All they need then is a couple more. This team is only armor 8 in a lot of places. There's only 3 armor 9 on the team. The Flings might be able to get something done here, and they do need to. I am going to predict the Chaos. I think that block everywhere is just too strong for a Fling team. But it's like one of the rare matchups where going wide as Chaos is really good, because the Flings can't find many openings if they don't get the knockdown dice. We'll see though. We'll see. Mr. Agorki is playing for his playoffs and Stunty Cup career, so they might have that competitive edge. Finally, we have Alethea versus Supra. Both teams, again, this is sort of this is basically the first week of playoffs for these guys. Whoever loses this game is out of the postseason. So that's going to be an interesting one. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know how the Mirror, the Elf into Vamp team matchup plays. Like, I think the Elves should win, because they do have the most important thing for this, I think, in this matchup is to get a Mighty Blow Elf, because then you can cut through the Thrall line fairly reasonably fast. It's going to be difficult though, because there are 13 rostered on this team, so it's going to be a lot to cut through. They do get a Wizard, and I think that is going to be the balance. I think the Elves with a Wizard against Vamps are probably a fair matchup, so I am going to predict the Elves here. Alright, so that's it. So let's take a look at the run-in here. I'm going to focus on the top 2 first, and we'll look at third place Octid Chicken, and we'll look back. So yeah, next week I'm playing, so Portoso needs to play Necro, they need to play Chaos, they need to play the admin team, I'm pretty sure. Where's Portoso? They need to play, oh, this is the big game. Week 12 is the big game. Portoso versus Octo Chicken. This game will probably decide the top 3. Most likely this game. Right? Like, this is huge. This is what it all comes down to. It's going to be a 6-point game right here that we want to pay attention to. The big thing is that Portoso gets the bye week in week 13, which means that his points total is he's got a guaranteed win in the last week. So it's incredible, right? So if you look at how this, I had a look at this earlier, but I get the admin win in week 12, Portoso gets it in week 13, and Octo Chicken gets it in week 11. So you should really be able to you should be adding 3 points to like all of our scores, essentially. Let me just cut through all this. Okay, yeah. So you can essentially add 3 points to all of us, which is why I'm saying that like it's going to be difficult for anyone to catch up, because we all have 3 extra points. If we cut back to G-Man, 4H, Right, so us three need to play. So Oxy Chicken is basically on 19, and me and Vortex are basically on 23. So that's why I'm saying that like Super and Bloodspatter are probably out already. And Noobster is already 3 points back, and like these 4 teams here all need to win out to come close to the top 3. So you should be adding +3 to all of our points for the back half of the season. Finally, any other big games in the last week? My last game I think is against Alethea. That's going to be a difficult one because they will have a wizard in Agi5 against Nurgle, which should win or at least draw, and I might need to win. Yeah, it's scary. I think Portoso has the better fixture list. The only advantage I had over Portoso was that I'd beaten them, and so that gave me room. That gave me room to lose to these elves, these Alethea elves. Like I was looking at this matchup. I was thinking, I am probably losing this matchup at the start of the season. So I had that 3-point buffer, but it's now gone. So I need to find a result against these elves. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. So yeah, it's close. Oxy Chicken could also sneak in with if they win through. Who do they need to play next week? They're playing Elven Guard, and then they're playing Admin, and then they're playing Portoso, and then they're playing Orc. So Oxy Chicken could sneak it. If they beat Portoso, then I lose to Alethea. Oxy Chicken could still make the playoffs. It's really close. It's close, for sure. It's basically the thing is that there's only 3 games left for our top 3. So Oxy Chicken being 4 points off is like, you know, they need multiple weeks of results to go their way. So we'll see how that pans out. It's going to be tense and it's really exciting. Noobster could sneak in. Let's see what Noobster's got on the table. They got to play Bets. Probably could well be a win there. And then they need to play Alethea. Tough game. And then they need to play Rathalos Miserables, which is probably a win based on table position. And then where else are they playing? Noobster. They're playing Portoso. So yeah, Noobster basically needs to beat Portoso to stay in, I think, is what I need. What this comes down to. So it's the first week of playoffs for Noobster. They need to win, really, or at least draw against Portoso. They can't afford to lose. Alethea are in the same boat. They can't lose or draw. I think Alethea needs to win to stay even close because they're 19. They're 4 points off as well. But yeah, really tense. Good luck in your games, guys, and I'll catch you all next week. Goodbye.